Good morning, peeps. Oh no, actually it's afternoon. It's a rainy, overcast Sunday afternoon, and truth be told, I don't really do Sundays very well. I miss my family terribly on a Sunday. So I just thought, I'll just sit out here in the garden, and then I thought I'll just do this, and then I thought, well, I'll just put the camera on because it might be a bit boring. Now, as you know, I've been fossicking around in that big tub with all the vintage pieces of quilt cutters and every, cutter quilt pieces in there, etc., etc. And this, it was in there, and I pulled it out and I cut it, straightened the sides. I have used this piece, another one of these, I'm battling to find my words today. I'll just calm down and see what happens. Anyway, I have used this before to make a little clutch or something, but I found this and I thought, oh, what can I do today to finish off my day and feel as though I've achieved something? Anyway, my nails are absolutely shocking. I should not be videoing this with these nails, but we'll ignore it. And then I also found in that stash a few Suffolk puffs, very unfortunate Suffolk puffs, which is actually quite good because I think they're going to work quite well with this little unfortunate thing. Now on the top over here, it is damaged, and I'm just going to do a few little running stitches to close that up. Now that's a little bit too white, isn't it? This is in my little sewing and my anyway, I use, when I'm doing sort of running stitches, I use an crewel embroidery needle because it's short than one of my long milliner's needles. Now I'm just going to have to dash inside and find something that's not so white. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so that's a bit better. So what I'm just going to sort this little issue out. I'm not going to do much to this because when I'm working with a piece of, it's crochet cotton, so it's a little bit difficult to, when I'm working with a piece of vintage, something like this, I don't really like to, how can I say, there was a stitch here that somebody obviously did. I don't really like to change it too much. I quite like to keep it as original as it is. So what I'm going to do is just do some running stitches that mimics her quilting stitch, and at the same time that will sort of coming, I don't know why I'm in the corner over there today. And this will help me sort of mend this little bit of fabric here that's sort of coming undone, really. So I'm just going to try hard to sort of sort that out a little bit, because I don't really want to take away from anything, as I said, from the original person who created this. I quite like the fact that it's her work and I'm going to keep it like that. So I'm just going to do little running stitches to mimic her hand quilting. Oh dear, sorry, that's gone through the wrong way. Oh, it hasn't been raining the whole day. It was actually quite lovely when we went to the beach this morning. And then normally I just walk home from the beach when we go together with my husband and the dogs. So, and that takes care of it's not far, it's only about 7 kilometers back home. So it's a nice, and it's a bit flat. I like a few hills thrown in. But anyway, that's fine. So that was my Sunday. And then I started feeling a little bit, it's Sunday. Missing my family. Do you know that jasmine is still so lovely, and in the wet, because it's been raining, this lady who made this quilt, she's got this kind of gauzy stuff, and then in the middle there's something else, and then there's something else, and then there's something else, and then so she's got quite a few layers. Obviously it was done in the 30s, because you can see she's used what she had, which I love. And so, as I said, that's what I love about this. So it's a little bit hard for me to get through here, and I'm not wearing my little thumb splint, but that's okay, that's okay. I don't know why in this section she's got so many layers, because in this section here she doesn't, so it's a bit odd. And I really love my little basket that I made using, so I don't know if you're, it's in this video. So I found these little blocks, squares, that it was of cutter quilt. And then I also have over the years collected pages from children's fabric books. And I am very happy with that. I remember I said that I wasn't going to start anything new. Well, you know, honestly, I tell so many lies all the time, because I'm just going to come from here now. I wonder if I should try and come up from here just to get this stitch down. I have washed this little piece of cutter quilt. Whoa, it was very dirty. So it's been soaked, and yeah. I'm thinking of giving this to someone, so I might have to do quite a lot of running stitches on this section over here, because the fabric is giving way. You know, when I went to Sydney the last time, I went to the Rocks, and there's a, oh man, what is that museum called? Anyway, it's a museum of 4 original sort of houses left in the Rocks, and they don't restore it, they just maintain the you know, the wear and tear. So all the wallpaper's coming off, but you can actually see who lived there. So who lived there in the 1800s, and then through to the 1950s, and all the wallpaper is in layers coming off the wall, and that's what I love. And so when I'm working with something like this, for example, all I'm doing is I'm just sort of keeping it from getting more damaged, if that makes sense. So hopefully and the zip I've got is very cream, unfortunately, in my stash of zips. I don't have a lot of zips, but it looks a bit cream, but maybe I will see what I can do with that. I'm just going to come up over here as well to give it a little bit more stability here. So obviously this quilt had been used, because you can see the fabric is deteriorating. It's just lovely to work with, and you know, it's been great going through my sewing room and just seeing what I've bought over the years, and finishing stuff off. I'm hoping to have quite a lot of quilts, so when my family come at Christmas, just after Christmas Day, I can just say, okay, here's some quilts, help yourself to some. And I'm just going to go, I'm going to mimic hers. I'm going to go over her quilting lines. I'm not going to unpick them. I'll just because I'm going to use a running stitch to put in the zip. So if I just do this, then my running stitches on my zip will sort of match this. nice if this was in a hoop, but anyway. I'm not really worried if mine is next to hers or whatever. I'm just going to bomb along. As I said, I'm repeating myself, I like to keep it as, you know, much her as I possibly can do. Yes, all the fabric at the end here. And in some places it's all bulky inside. There's like a lot happening, you know. But, yeah. So as I said, I don't like Sundays at all. I mean, I like Sundays because you go to the beach and I either walk home or cycle home or something, and then I sort of see it as really as my day of rest. I don't do anything. So this is very strange for me. I read and I go for walks. We have lunch. We go for lunch. It's just a day of, you know. I love the way there's all sorts of, I wish I had seen this whole quilt, because there's all quirky little bits and pieces that are added on everywhere, you know. It's great. Normally when I'm doing these running stitches, I have a thimble that is placed there. And so my needle rests up against there. But I don't have one outside, so I'm just making do. Well, I tell you what, the crows today, just before I sat down, were going off. They were having some kind of argument, and one was just absolutely having his say. He was just honing on. I was going, whoa. And then they seemed to have had their stay, and then they just flew off into the... Can you hear the lovely gentle rain? Actually, lovely Jane hasn't been well. Lovely Jane, if you're watching this, I hope you're feeling better. Oh dear, I've just poked myself there. And Karen with a Y. I hope things are okay too. Now, where else did she have stitching? Yeah, she had stitching along here. Now, this is where she's got so many more layers of fabric than anywhere else in this quilt. So it's a bit confusing to me as to what she's doing. Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult for me to get my needle through, whoever you are. What was a name during the 1930s that was very popular? Now we can call her that. I wonder if this cream zip is going to be too cream. The rain is now falling nicely. It's nice and cool. So this week, there's a lady Joyce. Now I can't remember where she's from, but her and her friends are coming for 3 days to the Sunshine Coast. I think they're staying in Malulabar, and they're coming to my classes on Tuesday and Thursday. And I'm so looking forward to meeting them, especially Joyce, because she's, you know, and it's so great when you, I don't know, people who sort of I've met through YouTube, then get to my class, come into my classes. It's so good. My classes at home are full, especially my Tuesday, but I have just kind of squeezed them in. Yes, so that's something for me to look forward to. And then it's back to Kim's, and then honestly to goodness, we're sort of at the end of November, are we not? And I wanted to do all sorts of things, and I wanted to make a what do you call them, a tree skirt for my grandchildren, but that hasn't been done, you know. Anyway, so be it. Now this is also where all these layers are. So she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. But this side doesn't have 4. Anyway. I'm going to have to go step by step stitch here because it's so thick. Tell you what, and it's getting a little bit dark now, isn't it? So don't worry, next time you see me, I'll have decent nails, peeps. This thumbnail has broken in a very precarious place. I'm a bit nervous about it. Anyway. Yep. Mavis, this is a lot of fabric under these here. Okay. I think that's all I need to do because that's all she did. Oh no, I see some more. Let's see where else she did something. And this is a really interesting fabric that she's got on the back of her quilt because it's kind of, I don't know, cheeseclothy. Oh, there's one through there. And then I'm done. Yep, just one more, peeps, sorry. Anyway, I'll take this out. In that box of sort of things from the 1930s, there's some extraordinarily beautiful things, but there are some things in there that I just think to myself, and you bought that. Why? I bought some Sunbonnet Sue blocks that, honestly to goodness, are so badly done. They're not finished. And when I saw, I just loved them. And now when I look at them years later, I'm thinking, what on earth was I thinking? Yeah, anyway, it's like my quilt tops that I bought from the 1930s, and I don't know what to do with them. They're not finished, but I just love them. I need to do something with them, actually. I wish you could feel this fabric, these layers. So in this museum at in Sydney, of these 3 houses, you have to do a guided tour. You can't go in the houses by yourself. And they have traced ancestors and they've traced photographs, and to see old Sydney, like, it's just the best. I found the history of Sydney and Australia absolutely fascinating. All right, that is the last one of these done and dusted. Oh, genade. Wat gaan hier so aan? Donder. That's because you work in an untidy space, Jennifer. I get carried away with myself and then I Okay, that's done. So now I'm going to pop the zip in. As I said, it's a little cream, peeps. It's a little bit fresh, you know. But that's all I have, and that's what I'm going to use. Hope it's long enough. It's very cream, isn't it? It's fine. It is fine. Now, I don't know. You see, I didn't want to seal this off here because I love the raw edges and I love to see, but I'm wondering if I put this here, if all my frayed bits are going to be an issue with opening and closing the zip. I'm wondering if you know, what to do, peeps, what to do. Is this the same size, both sides? Looks a bit bigger on the one side. Huh. She's got so many layers here. I wonder if I can't trim it off. What is this here? See, what is this little bit of nonsense? I think I'm going to just lob this off. Don't look. Of course, it's going to be, Jennifer, too chunky for, see, and if I fold it over, sorry, me thinking aloud. I'm going to have to do that, aren't I? Yep, I'm going to have to do this. And it's going to be fiddly. But what's inside here? Sorry, Mavis. I'm just going to get, what is this? Just going to flatten that out a bit. In fact, I might just cut this off because it's a bit chunky. Now, there's a reason why I kind of start my stitching it by hand, a 1/4 of an inch in. There's a reason why I do that. I'm going to go back to a milliner's needle now, because I just think I need the long needle too. This is the needle that I should throw away, but it's still lurking here. I think I should have a little bit of a spring clean of my little sewing basket. Okay, let's go. Well, this might be tricky, peeps, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Fold over Mavis's quilt. I'm just going to come up here. Ow! Why am I off screen? No, step by step, Jennifer. Otherwise it's going to... I think I even might stab stitch some of these thicker places. I did like the raw edges to see inside the quilt, but I don't think it's going to be practical. As much as I would have loved to have done that. All right, going down the other side now. Oh, where's my needle? There it is. Let me just thread up. The birds have come out in the afternoon. It's difficult because I've got to try and get, I can't just take the top layer of Mavis's quilt, because the fabric is not strong enough. I've actually got to fold it over and get everything in as I'm stitching it. So my stitches aren't terribly even or small, but it's out of necessity that I'm doing what I'm doing. Now let me just tell you, this kind of thing, when I find something and I sort of make it within an hour or even less, this is going to be less. What can I say about it? It's a good way to end the day. I wasn't feeling great about today anyway. I wasn't a happy camper today. But such is life. My finger is bothering me. I should have... Do you know what I think I should do? Is go and get an extra thumb splint and keep it in this little basket, because it's next to my chair in the lounge, and whenever I sit down here I forget to put it on. This is going to be interesting, Mavis, because we've got quite a lot of layers here. There's a lot of shouting going on in our road. I wonder if I should go and investigate it. Noisy birds. I've gone a little bit close to this edge of the zip. It's not as nice as this on it is. Anyway, stop being so critical. Mavis would not care, because I have saved a little bit of her quilt. Now, I had an idea what to do with the edges of this little pouch, to use some of my ugly Suffolk puffs, but I don't know what I'm going to do. Let me just have a look and see. Hope my zips are even. I'm not measuring or anything, peeps. I'm just bobbing along. They better match. Now Mavis has got a hole. I should have sorted this out. What's in here? Oh, it's her seams. Sorry. Sorry, Mavis, lovey. Okay, I'm coming to the end, and then we're going to make decisions. Okay, so that's where I'm stopping. I always stop there for many reasons, which I'm not going to go into now. Now, there we go. Let's see if the zips work. I keep dropping pins badly, so let's pull it close. Bonk. There we have it. Oh man. It's starting to rain again. Oh, and it's wine time. I can have a glassy vein. A glassy vein. Okay, so do I leave it like this, traditionally, you know, or my favorite way of doing a pouch is this way, because I like it flat, because you can sort of fossick in there, or if you're keeping your pens in here, for example, and I don't know what you're keeping in there. That never stands up this way, does it? But if I lie it flat like this, I can fossick. Okay, I think I'm going to definitely do it this way. And now I've got to decide what, if I'm just going to do the sides normally, or if what my thinking was, like I do quite often with a Suffolk puff, I use it as a, to end something off. Can you see? I do it like that, or else I halve the Suffolk puff and I have it like that. But having said that though, you know, maybe Mavis did this, and maybe, you know, Mavis didn't do this, and she didn't do these ones either. Well, maybe it was Mavis's friend. Look, I don't know. I have to say too much sugar today. I'm telling stories. What I think I'm going to do is I am going to just simply turn it inside out and sew it up. I mean, it is pretty cute with the Suffolk puffs on the end, isn't it? Yes, I think I'm going to add Suffolk puffs, or else does it look better just clean like that. I don't know, peeps. I don't know what to do. I mean, it does look nice like that. You can just see Mavis's quilt, and I don't know what to do, peeps, but I've done all that. I've got the zip in. And I might go and have a little classy vein, as I said, and ponder what to do with it. It feels good. I keep going back to these terribly ugly ones. I just love the ugliness of these. I seriously just love the ugliness of them. Somebody's just hacked into that, you know. There's a way you unpick these things. Look at the stitching on. She's made sure that this is never going to ever come undone. No wonder the person just hacked it over there. Oh, a smell of washing. Okay, washing powder. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going on. I need to call it quits now. Let's end our day, Jennifer. We've done really well. Okay, thank you so much for your time, and bye for now. So it's me again. I went fossicking, and I found some more ugly Suffolk puffs. Well, I can't use this one, can I? But I quite like the colors, and these colors appeal to me a little bit more than the other ones. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to make a decision now. Oh, all this stitching. You see, I think sometimes different people stitch these together, because when I unpick stuff, when I frog stuff, I need an unpicker for this, it looks to me that different people have stitched them together. You see, that one's long, this one's just a little borrelky, and they all are different. So maybe over time, I don't know. And look how nice that little brown one is. How many times have I switched this camera on and off today, peeps? Many, many times. Anyway, I'm really going to go now. Well, I said that last time, didn't I? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, I'm going. Bye for now. Look, to say that I have fussed around or fluffed around or farted around with this, you know, is an understatement. However, you know what? It's one of those things. I think that's why I do it, for the fussing and the discovery and everything else. Yes. So, I just thought I had a pair of scissors in here. Oh, there's my thimble I was looking for. Oh, there's all my thimbles I was looking for. Come on, Jennifer. You must see what this little basket looks like. It is horrendous. Okay. So what we'll do is we will just sew whatever I've decided together. Oh, where are they? Here they are. I'm going to put those there. So I'm just going to sew these together. I gently unpluck this. Oh, the fabric in these Suffolk puffs is very, very brittle. So I'm just hoping that they kind of last. I try and pick them as carefully as I could. See, all of it is just, oh, that's from the other one. But as I said, I've really enjoyed working on this today. What is this little something something? Okay. So I've just got to make sure I get this right, because I want to pop it on like this. Oh dear, I stitched the wrong one. Oh, damn it, Janet. So I need to stitch this one to that one. Is that correct? Yes. I stitched it incorrectly just now. So I've got to make sure that, as I said, this fabric is very brittle. I'm being a good girl. I'm wearing my little thumb splint. Get rid of her little whiskers. I'm weirdly too far away today. Okay, that should work now. Then I can just pop that on like this. Perfect. Yep, I can stitch it down. Cute or cute? Look, I don't know. I think these Suffolk puffs are, I'm putting them on, you know, gratuitously. I don't think you need to have them on. I just have them, so that's why they're going in. I don't normally like to do that, but it's happening. And then I'm just going to stitch all the way around to secure the little Suffolk puffs in place. Just make sure everything's in place there. Kind of need a pin, don't I? I'm going to switch this camera off now and get this done. So peeps, my funny little ugly little pouch is finished. I used all the little Suffolk puffs to make a zip pull and for the zip kind of thing in the, you know, and it is done. It is dusted. No sewing machine was injured or used in this process. And you know what, at the end of the day, I got something from my box and I used it, and there you go. So it's done. Thank you, Mavis, for making this quilt, and for whoever cut it up, and there you go. It is done. Thanks for your time. Bye for now. So I'm really going to try and hold this camera very still because it's handheld. So you know this little basket that is in, slowly Jennifer, it's in the second book, you know, my favorite one. Okay, so the instructions are in here somewhere, how to make it. There it is, the patterns are there. Now, so I made that for the book, and quite a few of my students for the last end of year project, they're making this little bag, but it's things, and I'll show it to you when they're finished. But as you know, I've been tidying up my sewing room, and I have a big container full of 1930s fabrics, quilt tops, pieces of quilts, blah 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 blah, quite a few Suffolk puffs, cute little pieces of cut. Anyway, long story short, I wanted to make one of these, and so I just decided that I would make one out of, I hope you can see it, let me just do this for you. There's a card. I made it out of cutter quilts and pages from a little child's book. So there you go. So I haven't put the handle on, I don't think I will. Inside there is also a piece of old quilt, and I am to say that I'm happy with this is quite the understatement. I wish I could actually look at that, and it's nice and generous to store all your stuff in. What do you think? So it's the sewing basket, and it can either look like that or it can look like that. I love it. Jack Sprat. There you go. I love it. What are you doing?